You are listening to the Seven Rivers Student Ministry Podcast, a ministry of Seven Rivers Church in Citrus County, Florida. Here at SRSM, we believe that all students are lovable through a relationship with Jesus. Visit our website at sevenrivers.org/students. Hey guys, this is Mikey Puckett with Seven Rivers Student Ministry. This is episode 2, A Gift That Changes Everything. This story that you're about to hear and listen to is spoken by Jason Nuwayhid, and he's our 2-year resident here at Seven Rivers Student Ministry. And I've gotten to get to know Jason over the past year, and it's been a gift and a blessing to be able to hear his story, to be able to hear his heart, and to learn from him, and to be able to learn about what it looks like to suffer and to rejoice in suffering. As you guys listen to Jason's story, and those who know his story and know him, you're always moved and amazed at God's work in his life, and you can see God's fingerprints all over Jason's life. And it's a miracle that Jason is where he is today, and it's a beautiful picture of the cross and the resurrection at the same time. And so in this podcast, you're going to hear about Jason and his dad and his brother, and the struggle that he went through with them, and what it looked like for him to go through that experience of losing both his dad and his brother, and to be able to hear how he's processing it now. And so this is Jason's story. Give him some love. If you guys know him, send him a text. Jason, we're so grateful for you and your story and your honesty and your willingness to share. You're a brave man. You're a good man, and we love you and we love your story.
I'm here to talk to you about not just part of my story, but how my story connects to God's story. How God the Father, who's ultimately the greatest storyteller, has gifted me with joy in my story. And you might be thinking, Jason, you say joy. Does that mean you haven't suffered? I would argue quite the opposite, that I have had hardship, and I have suffered, and still do today, but at the same time have joy and hope. A little of my background: I grew up in a household, my father being sick with Lou Gehrig's disease, and my brother being sick with leukemia, which is a type of cancer. There were times in my life that I spent more time at the hospital than in my own home because my father or my brother was sick. My family spent holidays at the hospital. Practically lived at the hospital at points in my life. Growing up with sickness and disease was not easy, but it was our norm. When I was in 8th grade, my father passed away. The following year, my brother passed away and went to be with the Lord. After their passing, my life shifted. I spent time being frustrated at God. I spent time being angry at God. I spent time running away from Him. A big part of my testimony and my story is God used this pain to reveal Himself, to draw me near. We worship a God that says, "Come to me." My dad, this coming May, will make it 10 years since his death. And many of those years, when I look back, were years of suffering. His absence of presence has affected who I am. The longingness to see Him and to hear His direction, that longing is always with me. And the same with my brother's absence. I can feel that longing to see him. I ask the questions to myself: what would Joseph be like now at 17? What college would he be applying for? Would Joseph even want to go to college? Would we get along? would I be a good older brother? I'm newly married, and I grieve the fact that she never got to meet him. My wife never got to meet my father. My wife never got to meet my brother. She only gets pictures and stories of who they were. And suffering the loss and suffering the new rhythm without them has had such an impact on me. But here's the beautiful thing. Here's what changed everything. In that time, Jesus has not only showed himself to me, but Jesus has sustained me. Jesus has provided hope. Jesus gave me the gift of clinging to him. Jesus saw my pain and sat with me. Many, many nights I've asked God why. Why did you have to take them away? Why are they gone? Why are they not here right now? There was a moment after their passing when I was in high school where I screwed up big. Probably the biggest I've ever screwed up. Got arrested. No excuses. I screwed up. My mom at the time was rightly angry at me. I was losing a lot of my true friends. I now am arrested and have to deal with getting this thing off my record. And I'm hurting deeply because of my brother and my dad's death. My life, as I thought, sucked. I remember weeping in my room, pounding the floor. Our Father lets us lament or share our grief with him. But he does not just leave us there. He provides us with hope, and he gives us joy. He's creating all things new. God drew me in. I started to attend church again. At first just to make my mom happy. But God used that. My passion, it grew for him. I started to have joy in my suffering through the hope that he provided. I started to bring my pain to him, taking it to the feet of his cross. I still today miss my brother and my father. I still wonder and ponder what life would be like with them. But Jesus changes everything. I have hope that I will see them again. That I will see them again in a world that has no sin. I will see them again with no illnesses or death. And I am excited for my wife, who's never met my brother, who has never met my father, to meet them, for us to have communion with God, for us to have communion with each other. Joy in suffering only comes from Jesus. Joy in suffering only comes from Jesus. What a gift that we have. What a gift that changes everything.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to hear more stories and follow our devotions, you can go to www.sevenrivers.org/by life or by death. You are loved and you matter.